I actually started doing lighter stumps for Hercules Corporation out of Brunswick, Georgia, and then moved into the timber business, on into the chipping, and now grinding.
I wanted to be out here since I was a kid, and that's pretty much all I've done. I'm a firefighter, EMT as well. I did that for a few years. I just decided to come back here full time 10 years ago.
I did work with my dad. My dad was a sharecropper in North Georgia, and he farmed in the summertime, wooded in the winter. I was skidding wood with a mule when I was 6 years old in North Georgia. I just love the woods, number one. I love equipment. I love operating and seeing equipment operated. I just love my business.
Kind of like, probably like what my dad said, running equipment. We butt heads from time to time, but I tell him that's just because he trained me to be as stubborn as he is. But, you know, overall we get along good and make things happen.
Of course, our company's Cooper Timber Harvesting, and that's what we do. We harvest private landowners, we do state, county properties, we do a lot of development properties, and that's where the chipping came in. We have a lot of what we call Melaleuca wood down here, so we chip all of that. When we made up our mind we was going to buy a chipper, we had our mind made up we was going to at least demo 3 to 4 different brands, you know, see what it was. So we called the manufacturers, and of course Bandit was the first one in my office. First one to have a machine on site. Seemed like great people, easy to deal with. Bandit was first there. Their machine did what they said it would do. They did what they said they would do. So the decision was pretty simple, pretty easy. You know, with the 3590 XL, 1200 horse. Quickest so far is 5.5 minutes on a 40-foot van, and like I said, that's 80-85 yards. But just on an average, maybe have to wait on the skidder to bring in a drag, anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes. 15-16 loads by lunch is easy. So, you know, we can load 25-30 loads. I can load up everything that's on the ground that the cutters took in 2 days to cut. It just chipped some wood. The last 4 years, we kind of debated on whether to get into the grinding. The storm work also enhanced, you know, the grinder, which we already had on schedule. It just showed up at the right time for our last hurricanes.
Hurricane Irma was coming at us. They said it was the biggest storm that we had recorded in the Gulf. We were a little worried, but we were prepared, and we were ready for it.
This was my second one. Went through Charlie in '04, which we lost everything except one shop. We, you know, tried to prepare the best we could, you know, home shops and equipment. I guess we could say we were ready. I was more concerned about the water because we were, you know, going to get a whole lot of rain, and we were already real wet prior to it. But we were ready.
Yeah, we'd actually already made the call to Quality Equipment, Randy McKenzie, before the storm, and I asked him if he had any grinders available, and he said he'd be getting in this 3680 that's sitting here now. That was probably the Friday after the storm hit. He was going to be getting that in. So I told him, I said, well, we may be looking for one. 2 weeks after the storm, I think, is when we had it actually here on this site, and ran the demo, and, you know, once again, Bandit had the machine on the ground and ready to work, and no one else did. The controls are all simple. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the mechanics from Quality and the Bandit mechanics, you know, helped me get, you know, just figure out where I needed to have it, get it adjusted in, and just, you know, figure out the running of it. So it's been a real good experience getting it going.
Bandit's been so good, you know, in being helpful, getting things done that we needed done, easy to work with. It's just, it's a pleasure working with Bandit. I just have to keep saying that.